Dayo is Yarubi for a place of happiness. So that became like a manifestation of my happiness. It's where I started centralizing everything about me and saying, this is what I'm going to concentrate on, and it's going to bring me that happiness. Just having a successful day planning is a victory that people don't understand. And as much as this is my company, this is our company together. So therefore, the reason that you're here is because I saw in you another CEO. You know.
Jeez. Yeah.
So, for instance, Tira Wamanj, it's about 60,000 rand to book Tira.
Yeah.
Right, for a game.
60,000 is not paying for his Aston Martin. What's up, you phenomenal beings? Welcome to another episode on the Reality Shift Show. Today we are interviewing the founder of Dayo Group, Erick Dube, and it's an absolute honor to have him on the show. I've been so keen to have him on the show, and he is finally here. My brother, it's an absolute honor to have you.
Brother. It's only a pleasure.
Thank you so much, man. And I know we chopped it up, just before we started this.
Yeah.
But so I think the most important thing is always to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so let's just talk about you yourself and your upbringing. Let's talk about how you grew up, just to get the sense of who Erick is.
Yeah.
And then coming into the formation and your education towards Dayo Group and seeing and talking a bit about that. Yeah.
Well, for me, the key thing to start is just want to thank my parents for everything, because without them I would never have been here.
Yeah.
So to give you a breakdown, when we started, I remember when I was born.
Yeah.
I can't even say I remember, but when I was born,
Yeah.
my parents lived in a one-room back room, right? Dad had studied, he had just finished his honors, went on to do his master's in computer science.
Okay.
So after that, he got his first job as a lecturer, and then we moved from the back room to an apartment. From there, he worked, kept going, kept getting a bit of a boost, and then he put mom through school, made her do his accounting degree. And then when they started becoming a power team together, then we moved to Westville.
Okay.
To see. That was when I was, 2006? Yeah, 2004,
Okay.
2006, there about time, between those years.
Yeah.
So my entire childhood has been centered around academia, because I've got parents that love academics, because academics is what saved them from poverty. Academics is what saved them from the reality that they should have lived. Do you see? So
Yeah.
everything about me was centered around academics. From primary school, I remember taking first place all the way through the end of primary school. Went on to high school at Westville Boys,
Yeah.
where I met you, obviously. Did everything academia-wise, kept pushing. Eventually finished matric, after going through a lot of struggles,
Yeah.
mental and all that, so marks dropped, so I wasn't doing as well as I should have been doing.
Yeah.
Went to Stellenbosch. Things didn't pan out because I went to do accounting because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us go.
I don't think anybody actually knows what they want to do at 18 years old.
It's very difficult to put so much pressure on a child.
Yeah.
Who was it? I think it was Elon Musk, was one of the guys that was saying, how idiotic is it that a few months ago,
Yeah.
you were teaching these kids how to ask to go to the toilet, asking permission to do this, not giving them any power, and then all of a sudden now you want them to decide their entire fate, when everything you've been doing was spoon feed them information.
Exactly.
So I went to accounting, dropped out because I wasn't feeling it. Came back, and mom was like, no, but you have to study. You have to do something. So I went to do my BCom General at UKZN.
Yeah.
Started that, fell in love with a bit of finance, economics, because I started actually understanding all those principles. It was actually fun. It was making sense because I was able to envision how the economy works and all that, And then I stopped, went to Free State for a bit, because that's when I was I sort of had like a wild moment towards the end of second year. So I was like, no, I need to stop. Left. Realigned myself. Went through more mental health issues.
Yeah.
Came back, was literally dragged back by a group of good friends and people that literally were like, if we need you and you're not a failure, because at that point I was like, I don't have a degree, I don't have this job, and the pressures from the parents also kicking in, everything was kicking in. Not to say that it was my parents' fault, but they were pressuring me out of love. They didn't want me to go through a suffering because they understand. What's this? One of the key factors my dad keeps on preaching every time was, you must remember, in this world, you're a black young man. The love for black young men is very, very limited because you're only loved for what you bring to the table. You're not loved for who you are. Your sisters, on the other hand, can live the best lives they can be even without nothing because they are female.
That's something right there.
You know. So that was my entire upbringing. After that whole mental situation is where I came through, and I created Dayo Group. Like I told you, I went. Dayo is Yarubi for a place of happiness. So that became like a manifestation of my happiness. It's where I started centralizing everything about me and saying, this is what I'm going to concentrate on, and it's going to bring me that happiness.
Let's dive into Dayo Group and let's talk about the dimensions of the group itself and the different businesses that you have underneath, and you know how those are developing and growing.
So essentially, Dayo Group is a company that is an umbrella company, as I would call it. We try to follow the Virgin Group perspective of having one parent company and then opening several companies underneath it. So right now we've got Dayo Logistics, Dayo Commodities, so Dayo Entertainment, Dayo Marketing, construction, and the last one would be the podcast. So those I didn't want to put in entertainment. I couldn't really classify them. You know. Within each of those specters, I've got people that support me, you know. So the one key thing was having this team behind me to back me, you know. In as much as I see myself as the CEO, the founder, without these guys, nothing would have been possible. So with them, they would, whenever I'm feeling down, because I do get, you know, even after recovery and all that, you do get those slumps where you just hit a pit now and again, and your mentor is like, you failing. So it's them that keep on bringing me up. I could show you messages and everything of when there were days when I was feeling down about something not going right, investor not pulling through or stuff, and this man would send me a paragraph and a half of where we've come from and just how far we've come. Just having a successful day planning is a victory that people don't understand. You know, so it's things like that. So having that dimension inside the team. Above and beyond that, we've also followed the Apple business methodology. It's got teams where we actually just say, you are in charge of this, you are in charge of this, you're in charge of that. If this is not done, I know exactly who to go to speak to about that. Where it's not one of those finger pointing like, no, we have to be a committee. I'm going to be watching over you like a hawk. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to micromanage you. No, I'm going to give you that space to show, because at the end of the day, in as much as this is my company, this is our company together. So therefore, the reason that you're here is because I saw in you another CEO. You know. So you being a CEO, you are a CEO of this department. Handle it. But if you need help, we are all here to support you.
That's powerful.
So that is how the dimension of Dayo works in how we are so diverse in the companies that we run. Because you can't really say we are in one department. We're in so many various departments. But it's working because of that one aspect. That we are a family more than anything.
Okay. So let's dive into, where do you want to start in the specific businesses. Let's start with entertainment.
Okay.
Let's start with entertainment. Let's talk a bit about that. And there's some questions that I wanted to expand on in terms of entertainment. Let's just talk about your journey in terms of entertainment. What have you got going on in that regards? The artists, your space, and just that kind of thing.
Yeah. Entertainment was the original baby of Dayo. It's the first thing I did, because that is the one aspect of myself that my parents didn't like.
Yeah.
I was always an avid party goer. If you're with me in high school, all of you can sit there and
I
say,
remember your parties at the house, bruh.
Erick was always turning up. Erick was always I was always at Origin. I was always Florida Road. I was one of the avid party goers.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, the house parties and everything started. And then afterwards I sat and I was like, I'm being an idiot. My parents don't like this for me. Which is true. I can't keep partying all my life. But I can keep partying all my life and make money from it.
Oof. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is where I started entertainment as the first thing, because when I went through that situation, I started looking, what about me can I do?
Your
no
wealth
degree.
dynamics, yeah.
Got no degree at this point.
Yeah.
I'm still a student. I'm still trying to hustle. I'm fighting with the academics, because I don't like academics. I really don't like it. Even though I was good at it, I never liked it. So I started wondering, how can I say, manifest myself, just be the best Erick I can be.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, I used to throw some dope parties, Let me throw parties. And initially I started doing little micro events when I was in Bloom. Wasn't anything major, and then I went on to work as a bartender, right, at this club, the Mystic Boer, where they taught me everything I know. Every single piece of entertainment that you see here was taught by them. They took me under their wing. I had to work the bar. Then I went to become floor manager. Then I went on to help out with events. Then I went on to be taught administration. So every part of, I started understanding the events industry from the inside out, not just from events, but from every other aspect before the actual event. Did the Back to Groove at 90 Degrees Lounge, there by Ushaka, Tambo Boulevard. It was actually a very good success. It was shaky at points, but the fact that I didn't make a loss was the initial thing. It was one of those success. Didn't make a massive profit. I made about just over $1,000.
Okay.
People would look at it and be like, oh.
Yeah.
But
for
when
you start, that's, I know what you're saying. I know
it's
exactly.
a big W. It's I put money into this,
and I got return on the investment. Yeah.
So I covered the expense of me putting money, and I got a little bit back. So it was exciting on that regard. And then the club owner was like, that was incredible, let's do it again. And then I came up with Pulse. See,
let's segue into that, man. Yeah.
So Pulse was I kind of call it a baby brainchild that I came up with, thinking of what's a dope name, because one of the cool things that you need to understand is, because I started centralizing around marketing, you need to understand the psychology of the brain. So when people hear a specific name, they're going to have a specific reaction, because the first part of your branding is the name.
Exactly.
Do you see? So we did Pulse because it was sort of invigorating the body. It's something that we all know. We all have a pulse. We all have something. Everyone's got something that they know about the pulse. At the joint there at the beach.
Okay.
That one, we've got Tira coming through. We've got Stanky. A whole lot of big name artists coming for that event. So people, please listen to me. Be there on the 15th. I'm marketing myself right here, but be there on the 15th. The poster's coming out soon. So just keep your eye out. It's coming out. But that's where the entertainment industry was. We've got our own artists, in-house artists. Benny the DJ, NK the DJ.
Okay, let's dive into the artists, and let's talk a bit about how they're doing and how they links and within the music division of Dayo Group.
within the music division, we've got a recording label.
Yeah.
So these artists come through and they came to me and they were crying about the essence of they've got these ideas, but they don't know how to put it down. So they were looking for a structure.
Okay.
So that's where I came in.
Okay.
Because initially I didn't have a recording label. So I started this recording label because of this.
Okay.
Because I was saying, there's so many talented people that we know, we grew up with, that went into the music industry only to drop out. Because they never had the support structure. They never had someone to fight their battles for them. And
Well, information.
That too.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for you to be a creative and fight battles too. Because we all know how long it takes to fight the battle of payment for a gig or to get a gig. Now imagine you're spending 2 weeks, 3 weeks trying to get a gig. When are you going to have time to actually create music? Because we all know how long it takes to create a song. You need the inspiration. You need to sit in nature. You have, like how we are now, you have to create. It's all about creation. So that's where I came in and I started fighting all their battles for them.
Okay.
Eventually I got a friend to take over,
Okay.
and he's the one that's been fighting all the battles since.
Okay.
You know, so it was one of those, I needed to give them the space to be their creatives, their creative nature, bring that out, inspire them.
Yeah.
Because the more work I put in, the more work I put in,
Yeah.
the more work they put in,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
And it was that kept pushing me and driving me. Now we've got Benny the DJ, he's releasing his I'm a Piano Essentials EP. I think he said he wants it out before the end of this month.
Okay.
And then we've got NK the DJ, he's got his Gom EP coming out
Okay.
on the 4th of December. So that one's going to be massive.
Okay.
It's going to come out, and then the launch party is going to be at the Joint on the 6th of December to launch this entire EP. So it's going to be, you see,
You've
it's
got
just
a
giving
lot
them,
lined up. Yeah.
it's just giving them that space to create, and they went and did exactly that.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple vocalists around Westville, Pinetown area that come through and sing on these tracks that we keep signing, we keep giving people that exposure, because at the end of the day it's all about exposure. So yeah, that's the whole entertainment industry right there for you on the table.
Okay.
When you start a business, an opportunity knocks you, who was it? Was it Richard Branson that said, accept it and learn on the job?
Ooh. Yeah.
It was Richard Branson.
I don't know if it was Richard Branson,
Yeah, it
but
was.
I resonate with what has been said. Yeah.
An opportunity comes for you.
Yeah.
You grab it with both hands.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you learn on the job.
Yeah.
You failing, which is actually what's been going on a lot of the time. It's deals not passing through, not falling in,
And that's a learning.
and that's learning.
Yeah.
One of the key things, it's a thing that we always say in the office
Yeah.
when something doesn't work out. It's like bill it to the game. Just bill it to the game, man. Because
Yeah.
you know,
I know.
it's a very interesting thing. That so
Yeah.
like when something falls through, we go through a little micro downstage,
Yeah.
and then someone will shout, "Hey man, just bill it to the game." And then all of us laugh and we're like, we actually learned some stuff from this.
Yeah.
Then we use that stuff to the next one.
Exactly.
Then it fails or it succeeds, use it, you know. So that's the one of the little things that we're still sorting out. But it's me or you
Yeah.
discussing things like this,
Yeah.
it's relative
Yeah.
to people our age. They'll be like, okay, ngiyambona uba uyapush. Ngiyambona ukuthi okay, umengiza ukuthi wenze kanjani le nto yabo.
I think it also jumps back onto, there's always this thing about, especially within our cultural environments, where we only show our success rather than the actual the struggle. So I think for myself personally, I realize I need to do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you go onto my Instagram, you go everywhere, I share everything, whether it be cognitively, my experience through entrepreneurship and my learnings. And even if I'm inadequate in a particular area and I expose myself for not having that dimension, I understand that it's a process of learning and I'll get better at it.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's so important. It's so important. And people can resonate and they can go along with you on this journey. Like, you know. Okay, so let's segue into the lockdown effects, because now let's talk about all of your departments within Dayo Group. Let's talk about how that affected you positively, negatively, what it has done to shift your products, your services, your value proposition. How has that affected your whole dimension within 2020? So let's dive into that.
One of the other departments I forgot to speak about was the marketing department.
Okay.
Right. That's where we do full comprehensive marketing,
Okay.
branding, signage, all
Okay.
the like.
Okay.
And that department essentially shut down completely.
Jeez.
Entertainment shut down completely. How can I put it? The logistics side shut down. Construction side shut down. So I was literally looking at myself at a point where everything shut down. And at that point, I was really frustrated. I was angry. I was afraid of what's going to happen. But because of the backgrounds of my parents in accountancy, I had learned save. Because my parents moved to Pretoria now, you see.
Okay.
So went to Pretoria to my parents, and that's where I spent the entire lockdown until we hit the stage 1.
Okay.
Because at that point, I was not going to be able to afford rent. I was not going to be able to afford to do anything.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to afford. I was going to be able to afford to survive.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
So it was a good decision for me to go home. And as much as people will look at it as you failed, for me it was a point where I could take a break, restructure. And that is exactly what ended up happening. Started doing a lot of meditation, started doing a lot of introspection, revaluations, and seeing where I could concentrate my energies. Quotes I'll ever read, ever, and I'll ever say to anyone: your salary is the bribe they pay you to forget about your dreams.
Whew. Jeez. Hey. Okay.
I'll say that one again.
I felt that one.
Your salary is the bribe they pay you in order to forget about your dreams.
Jeez. Okay.
Because a lot of us have dreams. A lot of us, dreams died, went to work.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting families.
Now doing work that's not meaningful.
Doing something that to get bread on the table.
Yeah.
So lockdown offered people that chance and that opportunity to sit and actually rekindle themselves, find that love, that passion again, and start their own companies.
Okay. One thing that I wanted to get into that we never touched on. Let's talk about pitfalls within the entertainment industry. Please just expand upon the pitfalls of the entertainment industry, the psychology behind it, and people when they approach the entertainment industry, whatever dimension it is, and let's just clear the air for people to get just some sort of structure to move forward, when approaching this, because it's too much deception. It's too much glamorization and instant gratification. So if you could just put
what I'm about to say is possibly going to hinder the images of a lot of people in the entertainment industry.
Say it.
A lot of people have a misconception that entertainment is a get-rich scheme, and they think that entertainment industry pays a lot.
Okay, I'm waiting. Yeah.
What people fail to realize is that entertainment is not what they believe it is. It is a front. A lot of people in the entertainment industry have other businesses on the side.
Okay.
That money you see flaunting and everything happening, it all forms part of the brand. To sell themselves as a brand. To make you believe that that's what's happening. But in reality, it's the other businesses that are making that money.
Woo! I didn't see this one coming.
Yeah.
But actually thinking about it and just thinking in terms of self and just kind of introspecting and just being like, actually,
Let me put myself in as an example, right? And I'm going to use one of the events that I did.
yeah,
Remember I told you I made 1,000, right? Profit.
yeah.
Now, at that event, fully packed, if you were there, we followed regulations for lockdown. We were 250 people, everyone was social distancing, masks and everything were being worn.
yeah.
It's 250 people.
Yeah.
In your head, you're looking there like, Eric is coining it. I walked out of the grand. Think about that. I've got full capacity,
Yeah.
regulation capacity.
Yeah.
You're going to walk in there
That's a prime example. Yeah.
and you're going to sit there and be like, oh, wow,
Prime.
Eric is coining it.
Prime.
And I walked out of the grand.
Yeah.
It was 1,000 rand actually, to be exact.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that people don't understand. Uguti, you're going to come to that event, you're going to think I'm coining it. You're going to think I'm living lavish. I'm going to have bottles there. I'm going to be drinking, living my best life. And everyone's like, oh my word, Eric he's gone. He's the king of entertainment.
Yeah.
Cool. That is my brand.
Yeah.
Next time you want to book me to do an event for you or whatever, you're going to pay whatever price I tell you to pay. Right. But let's forgetting, for me to get to that point, I had to sell you a lifestyle. How do I sell you the lifestyle if I don't have the money to sell you that lifestyle?
Okay.
Where is that money coming from for me to sell that lifestyle? Because if I'm making $1,000 from an event, that's not enough for me to showcase that lifestyle for you.
Jeez.
So where's the funding coming from
Yeah.
for that? Other endeavors.
Businesses.
For instance, Tira Wamanje, it's about 60,000 rand to book Tira,
Yeah.
right, for a gig.
That 60,000 is not paying for his Aston Martin, bro.
Not paying for that Aston, it's not paying for the house in Bryanston, it's not paying for the G-Wagon, it's not paying for all his other endeavors and cars.
Oh my goodness.
But in order to get that image, they have to have external industries that they're working with. Like Utira in the Afrotainment. He's making his money from Afrotainment. He's making his money from the collabos that he's got with alcohol companies and all. Those are separate businesses that he's running.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment. It's his endorsement deal. It's all these little micro things that people about nag. So for me, in entertainment, like I said, what's giving me my funding? Logistics. But you'll never know that because in your face, Eric Shama event. And then now the next person is going to say what? I want to do what? Be an events manager. I want to be in events because Bugu Eric.
Yeah.
Look what he's driving. You need to accept that there's going to be someone who's going to come through and be like, hey, Linz, chief, this plan that you're trying to push, it's not going to work. And then they give you the ABCD reason why.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to be accepting and be like, okay, let me go back to the drawing board and look.
Yeah.
Is what is meant for me will never miss me. And what has missed me was never meant for me.
Oof. Yeah.
You know? So something along those lines. God will never allow you to miss the opportunity if it is meant for you. And then there comes the last lesson.
Yeah.
Be willing to take an L. One of the best things I always say, we're taking a small L for a bigger W. I'd rather lose out on a deal today to make millions in future. Be willing to take those small L's. Give away a lot more.
Oof. More that you give, more that you get, peeps.
More true than you think.
It's
More true. And people, we're not talking about go out there, go give the beggars. No. We're talking about sometimes you need to release those confines in your pricing, for instance, to gain that client. Because guess what? That client is what? Your marketing tool.
Yeah.
That client is your biggest marketing tool.
Yeah.
Some client who can't afford that 500 rand that you're charging. Okay, you can afford 350. Okay, it's cool. Take the 350. You want to cover your costs? Just cover your basic costs.
Yeah.
It's an L. You didn't make a profit.
Yeah.
But guess what? You just gained a happy client who was just like,
exactly.
This man
Word of
did
mouth.
so much for me, and
Exactly.
or this woman did so much for
Can't
me.
put a price on that.
They got next thing you've got 10 clients coming in.
There we go.
To pay your 500 rand.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erick Dube, founder of Dayo Group. It's an absolute honor, my brother.
Thank you.
Yo!
I've been waiting to be on the show for a while, actually.
And you really slung it, man. You really did, man. You really did. You really gave it your all, and I'm just so grateful. Lastly, handles. Where can people find you, find Dayo Group if they want to get in contact, they want to book, they want to, work with you? Yeah.
Well, on Instagram, we are under Dayo Group, Dayo full-stop group. That's our Instagram handle. My personal Instagram handle is Erick Dube at Erick Dube 031. Just a thing that I did just to remember where I'm from.
Okay.
No, where it all started.
That's how
Started in the gutters of Durban.
That's where we are. Yeah.
For any of my other business partners, we will put, I'm sure you have those banner things at the bottom that you put.
Yeah.
So we put all our handles. Facebook, we're there. Twitter, we're there.
Yeah.
Email, phone call, all our details will be put out there for you guys. Just give us a call whenever you need anything. We're there. Cater for everything that you need. We've got you covered. Or if you just want to come through and discuss business and discuss how we can help you, I'm more than willing to sit down with a young entrepreneur and give them, help them along the ropes.
Yeah.
Or give them a way into whichever industry that they choose. More than willing. Lindsay knows that's who I am.
Yeah. And peeps, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and engage on all the handles, and as well follow at The Reality Shift SA and Litso Mboto on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and let's spread the love, let's grow, and let's make this world a better place, and let's be in service of humanity and Mother Nature. For me, Litso Mboto, and Erick Dube, it's been an absolute blessing. My brother.
Thank you very much for watching and listening to me rant about my life.
Man, cheers, guys.
Cheers.